Life and also the Australia DLC pack. Now, about the few, I can't explain how much I love this game. This is a wonderful game, and I have been playing this game a lot since the last couple of months. But let's also discuss some of the shortcomings of the game, I think, which no one ever really discusses. I mean, people who are negative about the game are like very negative, and people who like the game, they're like in completely love with the game. I am also in love with the game, but there are some issues with the game that I have to discuss with you all. Now, this is a franchise zoo that I have. So one of the first problem that I have with this game was, if you are planning to make a bigger zoo, a larger zoo like this with a lot of habitats and you know and a lot of species together, hard luck, because I don't see that happening anytime, because the moment you make a very large zoo with a lot of animals, and it'll start shuttering. And it is nothing. It has nothing to do with any graphical update. If you, I don't think it's a graphical thing, but it's a processor-heavy game. I think something had to be done with the memory management of the game, how the game actually handles the processor and the memory. This is an i7 or processor with 32 GB of Corsair Vengeance RAM, and okay, a decentish graphics card. But this computer never has a problem in running any of the games. And also graphically, you can see I do not do any 4Ks and things like that. Graphically, this game just looks great. This is a smaller zoo, so there is still a bit of shuttering, but it's not so much. But once the zoo gets bigger, if you have more than around 15 or around 20 species and different habitats and a lot of items, decorative items and things like that, chances are there that the game will start lagging, and at times it becomes unplayable. So if you are planning a bigger zoo, just don't plan it. Even after the update, nothing has changed. I was planning a zoo, I was designing a zoo. I had spent around 5 days designing that zoo, and that I had habitats for all the animals there, but I had not even added the animals, and the game had started shuttering. After the update, I tried loading that zoo again, but nothing changes. It still shutters and it's still unplayable. So the bigger zoos are a complete no-no. So if you are planning to have all the species together, don't try it. It's not going to happen in this game. But then it's still a terrific game. I must say it's a terrific game. See, you can see the shuttering here. So this is a problem with the game. This is a huge problem with the game, I feel. This is the Jaguar Habitat. And another thing that I am completely pissed off about is the ones who have been playing this game, you would know that albinos are only available in the franchise mode. Okay, they are there in the sandbox mode, but it will take numerous hours and around 200 game years and around 1000 jaguars to get a black jaguar or a white lion or a white albino gorilla. After the color variation logic was implemented, see, this is a franchise mode, and there are black jaguars here. I'll pause this one. See, in fact, yeah, there are pretty many black jaguars in the franchise mode I have. But I tried it in the sandbox mode, but around 8 game years have passed, and I started with 8 jaguars and 10 tigers, Bengal tigers, and I have not got any albino as yet. So I guess the scenario has not really changed much for the albino in the sandbox mode. It's still the same. I would really would have appreciated if I know the developers want us all to concentrate on the franchise mode and play the franchise mode as much as possible. But since there are no transactions involved in the franchise mode, like in the FUT for FIFA and all, uh, I think forcing players to play the franchise mode is a little weird. Since conservation credits and you know cash is still okay, but conservation credits and people charge like 10,000 credits for white gorillas and things like that. I have sold a few. I have not sold for more than 5,000 any animal, and deliberately I've done that because it's a small protest against the community, hiking the prices for albinos so much. Uh, it's a little weird because after this new color logic, variation logic was supposed to affect that 6% of all Jaguar will be black and things like that. I don't see that happening in the sandbox mode. The sandbox mode is still as weird as ever. So you can get kangaroos here. Koalas. And okay, what is the name of the kangaroo? I was in fact so upset because I was actually expecting the color thing to work in the sandbox mode, and it does not. Unfortunately, it does not. So I know I have 5 new amazing animals. 4 new animals. I'm not interested in those exhibit species at all. They are good and nice, but they are enclosed in that glass box. And wait, what is the name of the kangaroo? Red kangaroo, right? Red kangaroo. Red kangaroo. I have all the DLCs and deluxe edition and everything for the game. This game is not very expensive. It gives you a lot of things for what you pay for, but when you expect us to, no, I don't expect there is already you see these are like koalas from the breeders, from some other user, PetSmith, and they are already charging 10,000, and these are not even gold rated. This is how they are ruining the community, I think, because see, everyone who's playing the game, they're not kids, I think, because this is a pretty decently priced game. This is not a free game that every kid can download on their mobile phones and play. This is a pretty expensive game, and you don't expect it's great to see a lot of people spending a lot of time crafting great sceneries and buildings, but I hope some like me are also crazy about animals and would really love to try out all the varieties of animals available to us on this game. But getting them in the franchise mode, because I had to really farm conservation credits by farming aardvarks. Aardvarks. I don't know how to pronounce it properly. Yeah, like for one whole week I was just farming them, and I gathered around 300,000 credits, and that is how I'm trying to. But it takes a lot of time, guys. I mean, sandbox mode is way easier on the mind. You can still be as creative as you want to be in the sandbox mode. And another thing that I don't really like, I wish it's changed, is like, see, when you want to sell an animal, say I want to sell this tiger, why can't it just be listed? Because see, what happens is, this is a pregnant one, this cannot be sold. Okay, say this one, you can release it to the wild or send it to the trade center. Why do I have to send it to the trade center to actually trade it? I can list it for trading and it can still be in my habitat while, because you know what, when I list it for a price in the trade center and that 1 hour mark passes, in case the animal does not sell, I'll have to again transfer it back from the trade center to the habitat. I think it is a little weird, and I like really wanted that to change, and it did not change. That is another sad thing that did not change about the game. So I think, yeah, if you are talking about this free update of the building materials and all, yeah, that is great. But the color variation thing, I'll show you. I'll show you. This is the Siberian tiger habitats, I think. Yeah. Now I'll just go and show you. I think that color variation logic, it's okay for a free update. It's okay, but it still does not work properly the way it should in the sandbox mode. So that is a little disappointing for me. So see, because I don't like going to zoos as much. I love traveling to the wild. I love going to jungles, and as you can see, this one was shot in Jim Corbett National Park. I'm from India, so these are, I've seen a lot of Bengal tigers in the wild. That is how I love. This is an Indian leopard or an Asian leopard. This is not a jaguar. This is a leopard from India. It's from Tadoba. And this is an Indian elephant in the wild. Nothing is in the zoo. So yeah, I wish. Okay, I do wish for a few more animals like the sloth and the cougar and porcupines, and of course an aquatic pack with penguins and sea lions and otters.
Oh.
Free flying birds, I don't think are gonna come, and I also don't think that proper aquatic fishes are gonna come. See, what I was talking about, the color variation thing. Here you can see, this is the Sandbox Zoo, where you can see I'm in year 8 and there are no signs of any albino, so I don't think it will work again. See, as you can see, color variations you can make out from a distance that some tigers are like differently colored. Okay, see, this one is lighter, this one here is lighter, while this one is a little darker, like orange and all. But what is very disappointing here, at least about the tigers, is one thing I was always very disappointed was that there is not a lot of difference between the Siberian tigers and the Indian tigers. In the wild, if you see an Indian tiger and a Siberian tiger, Bengal tiger and a Siberian tiger, you can easily make out. But here, apart from few color variations, and the Siberians are way more woolly, furry. I don't think that is very well designed here. So that grievance was there, and now the recent grievances. See, you can see this is the light coated Bengal tiger. See, tigers are distinguished in the wild by the pattern of their stripes, not always by their coat colors. Okay, coat colors do vary in the wild, they do vary, but the way tigers are counted on camera traps, that is done in the jungles. I have also had the opportunity to work with WWF in a few human animal conflict projects. So here you can see the stripe pattern of this tiger here, Bengal tiger, and you can, okay, this is different. Oh yeah, this is different. No, this is different. Yeah, this is different. Then this is good. Actually, I take my words back. See, this and this one is same. This and this one is same. And this one, because before this, when I was comparing, I saw that the patterns are exactly same on two tigers. So see, they have different patterns. I think they have different patterns. So if they have different stripe patterns, it is good actually. It is good. That is how they are counted and distinguished. But another thing, again, this is great work. I'm complaining so much about the game, probably because no one else is complaining. That is the reason, because it is an awesome game and I love it. I absolutely love it. In fact, this is the only game I have played in the, because after playing this, since I've started playing this, I have completely, stopped playing any other game. So this is just a trial to see if I manage to get an albino in the sandbox mode. No luck as yet. If the stripe patterns are different on tigers, then that is great. Yeah, also the male and female tigers, when you see them in the wild, they look very different from one another. The shape, not only the stripe patterns or the size, the shape, the whole shoulder portion, the head portion, you can make out, okay, this is a tigress and this is a tiger. But that I don't know, that thing is not there in this game. They're just of different sizes, but you cannot really make out between a male and a female tiger without clicking on it and seeing what it is actually, apart from the size. See, I was thinking this was a male, but this in fact is a female. See, the female tiger, this is for a male the face is great, but female tigers, and I don't think they have a bit if viewed from the side, they have a bit longish kind of a face, I feel. And that this is a male, or this is a female, I think. Again, no, this is a male. This is a male. So once these older ones get sterile, I will just rehome them, and because it's sandbox anyway. Sandbox is way faster. You can still be very creative and do everything else and enjoy the game as much as you can in the franchise mode. I don't know what extra benefit does Frontier has by forcing us players to play the franchise mode to get the albinos, because if there was microtransactions, I could understand it. Okay, that is the reason they are. Maybe I just hope while I'm telling all these I get an albino, but year 9 still nothing. And here gorillas, as you can see, they take a bit of time to reproduce. Nothing, I think nothing. See, the game is so fluid. In the other zoo that had a lot of scenery and trees and shelters and guests, it was shuttering. In this case, there is no shuttering, as you can see. It's perfectly fine. This is great. But once your zoos start getting larger, and this is not a very big area to handle. This is not a very big area to handle. And even with this small an area, I don't know why the game shutters when the zoo is. And I don't think my computer is maybe not the fastest computer for gaming, but it is certainly not slow. And on the processor and RAM front, it is certainly not slow. And it's not that I've tweaked the graphics to highest levels or anything like that. The shadows are turned off, the details are medium, and still, once. And graphically, this game works fine for me. Only it's when it becomes larger, the processor thing is, I think, fails to handle. I've tried out things to tweak that, but nothing worked. Okay, this is a sandbox, and animal predation and fear is turned off. Another thing that I had complained also, that here if you turn on predation and fear, the animals actually kill the weaker animals, but they don't eat it. I mean, come on, unlike humans, animals don't kill for fun. It's only stupid us who kill others for fun. We kill animals for fun, we kill people for revenge and fun and whatever. Okay, tigers and other animals can be very territorial. At times they do fight, but a tiger will never kill a deer just for the heck of killing it. He will eat it, right? He or she will eat it. I don't know why this game has this mechanism where a tiger can kill a deer but it won't eat. That would be great because the game's motto is like releasing animals to the wild, and in reality, even when at times when cubs are born, a tiger mom might pass away. In those cases, the forest authorities actually take the cubs into custody, and slowly, when they are preparing to release them into the wild, they actually give them, initially they start with goats and then chickens and then goats and then deers, to teach them hunting before, and if they fail to adapt to hunting, they are actually sent to the zoos and they are not released to the wild. So I don't know how this works. I mean, for lifelong, these kids will be fed, chopped meat by zookeepers, and suddenly one day you cannot, expect them to adapt to the wild. Wild is wonderful. It's wonderful. So, yeah, I think. What was I saying? I lost the track, I think. So yeah, okay, yeah. I was supposed to release a kangaroo and show you. I'll release all the three animals together, I think. Okay, don't just pardon my. You see, I'll just stop playing the franchise mode. I mean, I don't need albinos. Okay, enough of them. I'll play the sandbox mode in whatever way I want. I'll be happy with the non-albinos, I think. That is how it has to work. Animal trading. Dingo. I think dingo. Yeah, dingo. Red kangaroo. Koala, and what is the other? Cassowary. I thought it was an emu bird, and then I knew that it is something else. Okay. Now I'll buy all these things. I'll just buy all these things. They have given a few new pathways. Listing expired. You cannot just expire like that. That's a male, right? I will get a male. Male kangaroo. That's a gold koala. I'll take it. Okay. So, like, I have these animals in the trade center, a lot of them. And I'll release all of them into that single habitat just to show you how the animals are. So you can see them being released. I just fast forward this game. Yeah, you can see these are the new Australian staff buildings. They're okay-ish, not bad. Okay, I'll have to show them to you, right? This is the kangaroo. For the kangaroos and all, I think a lot of people have already made videos, so I didn't elaborate on those animals, because many people are making videos on animals. I just wanted to highlight on the things that I was expecting to change with the 1.3 update, and I'm afraid that they did not change. Any white tigers here? Nothing. I'll play the sandbox mode. I mean, come what may. I don't need albinos. You keep the albinos with yourself. And I don't have so much time. I play the game a lot, but okay, I have to work, right? I cannot sit 24 hours in front of the computer and play Planet Zoo. And by restricting the albinos to the franchise mode only, I think the developers are actually. Oh boy! Look how this. I love the way this bird moves, boy. Okay, 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 okay. Oh boy, 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 boy. No, no, no. I want it. Oh, just look at it. Oh, he's mad. Okay, 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 okay. So see, this bird is amazing. Okay, jump again. Jump again, jump again. The details and all are terrific, stunning. I think they look stunning. This is a game I've been complaining. I think for the last half an hour, and I think people might be thinking that but I cannot explain how much I love this game. This is the best game, one of the best games that I've ever played in my entire life. I think I love this game so much. But when you start loving something very much, you also tend to have things that you don't like about the game. So, and I think no one was actually talking about these things. So that is the reason I decided to finally, talk about the things that I don't like about this game. One is the shuttering, and another is the limitation of the sandbox mode. I mean, come on, this game is about animals. It should, the concentration of the gamer should be 50% towards animals, 50% towards building architectures and sceneries and all. But I think the community has been very focused towards building buildings and sceneries and all. Animals have taken this rear seat, I think. I think, and it's still limiting the. This is how this bird sounds. Oh, this bird is sexy. I just love this bird. I will make a big habitat for this one. Yeah, this is wonderful. The color codes in the dingoes are perfectly visible. Kangaroos, I don't know if it's a male female difference or like they are actually different in colors. This is a male, this is a male, and this is a male too. Wow, kangaroos look terrific. See, the color difference is striking, very striking. But again, the bird wins the show. Kasuari, I salute you. You are amazing. Oh boy, I love this way this bird runs. Oh, it stops. The way it runs and it suddenly stops, it's wonderful. This sleeping posture of kangaroos, I really love this. Kangaroos do fight and all, but fighting is turned off just to assist the breeding of no albinos. No albinos. All I want is a black jaguar and white tigers and albino gorillas. Are they so difficult to give in the sandbox mode? I mean, what is the problem? You're not charging actual cash for them in the franchise mode as well. Why are you forcing us to play the franchise mode? Why are you not giving it all? See, I have paid for the game. I have paid for all the DLCs and whatever animal options that you have in the game. I would request my claim on that. I think. Yeah. Nothing. No blacks, no whites. This is a black now. No. So it still is pathetic, I think, for the sandbox mode as far as the albinos are concerned. And I'm just forgetting albinos. I have seen a black leopard in the wild in India. I would have loved to have one in this zoo habitats, but forget it. I have them in the franchise mode, which I'll never maybe play again, ever. But yeah, good to know. Oops. This game is wonderful. I love it. But yeah, the limitations are still there. Nothing much changed. I would request the Frontier developers to consider, if possible, some way to make the albinos available in the sandbox mode. And yeah, I think nothing can be done about the lag. It's with the game engine, so I've kind of made peace with the lag, and I've actually decided not to go for any bigger zoo. I mean, 10 to 12 habitats at the most. And that is it. This is a new pathway, some mosaic thing. These have nice interesting railings also, but there are tons of other videos that have only highlighted on the DLC, today's DLC. So these are new vending machines. I'll show you. There are food vending machines, monsieur frites, and they attach themselves in the pathways, either here in front, ATM machines and benches. The way they work, these things also work like that. I think I will never ever have a staff again. I hate vendors, and these things also look great, I think. Yeah, so that is it. I think that is it. Had a lot of expectations, and year 10 in the sandbox mode, my biggest expectation is certainly still not met. Still no albinos in the sandbox mode, and the lag is still there. So no bigger zoos, only small zoos, and the sexiest animal in the DLC again. Boy. Oh, the eyes, yeah, I love the eyes. That is it for now, guys. I think the live